Hi everyone, welcome to the first ever, actual second, third, 100th. I had a bunch of test episodes. Welcome to What Is Going On, a podcast where I just talk and I invite other people, you know. My name is Wilmer Figel-Berry, and with me today I have Bryce Woods, my fiance, and my son, Jerry Thomas Woods. Holy hell, Jerry. Jerry Thomas Woods Figel-Berry. We really need to shorten your name.
It is quite long.
It's very long. Like, does that even fit on a driver's license?
Just about.
How big's the license?
Do
you have a license?
I think Mother has it.
How does he drive if you have his license?
Well, he doesnent drive without us, so.
He's done it before.
I need to find you.
Well, I mean, then I give it to him.
Did you drive when you ran away after we went to jail?
No, Jerry just
This is not a podcast about us going to jail. Don't worry about that. Allegedly, we did nothing wrong. Don't worry. If anyone asks, we'll just have Pop go take care of them.
I mean, well, they dropped everything.
That's true. So, anyways, I got some questions people have sent in on the Twitter, on the podcasting app, which I gotta find a new developer for.
Yeah, that's not gonna fly.
No, yeah, that's not good. We're not gonna say it's anyone's fault here. So we're gonna start off easy right after bat, and do you two know why I love buttons? Just people keep asking me.
I don't necessarily know why, I guess, but you've always just loved them to me.
It's true. It's kind of is what it is. I've always loved buttons. The colors, the rarity of them, the shapes. There's just something about a button, and plus it makes up 99% of the economy in San Andreas.
So did they already have value before you loved them, or?
I would like to think that I added to the value of the buttons.
I think the value's gone up in the economy.
Well, I think the music video has helped Jerry. That definitely has boosted the button currency.
Popular demand and all that.
Yeah, no, there's a scale of buttons to pallets to dollars, and dollars are the least valuable. Okay, well that's good. We covered buttons. My love of buttons. I don't think I really covered it that well, but they can all mind their own damn business.
I mean, how in depth can you go? You enjoy them.
Yeah, that's been it. So, Bryce, this one's for you. Does Wilmer have any distinctive features that make it easy for you to tell apart Little Bill and Wilmer? And if Little Bill was to dress up like me, would you know?
I mean, just purely physical features? Because I mean, you do not sound the same at all.
That's true.
And you don't act the same.
That's also true. He's a giant baby.
Yeah, you really have an air of confidence around you. So that's a big thing. But I mean, there is a slight difference in your hair. Not very much, but a slight difference in your hair when you can see it. And I think you have prettier eyes.
Well, thank you. Jerry, has he ever tricked you into thinking that I was him?
He did try that, remember?
Oh, well, you just,
listen.
Still
managed to find Papa.
That's good. That's good. Never fall for it. Okay, well, Jerry, this next one's for you. This was submitted by someone. Who's your favorite parent? Okay, what the hell? Who picked this out?
Okay.
Jerry loves both his parents equally.
That's a good answer. I was grounding you if you had picked the wrong answer. But there was no wrong answer, but if you had picked the wrong answer, you were grounded.
Clearly no consequences.
Now that one.
And we would not be hurt.
Yeah, definitely no one here would have been hurt had you said one parent over the other. No one here would have had a fake heart attack.
Not Grandpa.
Or gone through anything crazy emotional.
No, you can't love your grandpa.
Grandpa refused to take Jerry to the pier.
Well, Grandpa also took you to a strip club.
Jerry just looked at
after we told him not to.
Yeah, we'll talk about that, Jerry. There's some consequences to all that. All right, then this one's for me and you, Brass. What are some gift
Okay.
ideas for the wedding? For examples, pet buttons, panel and buttons. Will there be a massive party at your bar? And well, I'm not going to answer that one because that's about other private stuff.
Okay. Oh, I am intrigued by that last one, but um,
Boy, he's asking if Jerry
I
would get a
mean,
sibling. I just don't think we could talk about like
oh, geez, yeah.
that.
Well, the minute we even begin to talk about that, you know how Larry's going to be.
Though he had no,
He so desperately wants a granddaughter.
I don't understand. He has a grandson.
Yeah, like, what's up with that?
So gift
I
ideas.
think,
An Xbox.
I mean, don't we have one?
Several Xboxes.
Do we need
We
another
have
one?
several people at the house, usually at all times.
That is true. We have Wyatt now.
So we're gonna need a bunch more. Yeah, we're gonna need a bunch more stuff out there.
I mean, I think anything just personalized, because otherwise we have everything we really
If
need.
someone can get me the deed to Chuck's house, I would take that.
Okay. Yeah, that would be something. Or maybe the yacht.
Oh, the yacht would be okay. Never mind. Instead of the house, I want the yacht. Hint, hint, Chuck. I know he's listening.
Yeah, well, of course he is. I think as far as the reception goes, we've kind of thrown out some ideas, but we haven't narrowed it down yet.
The Bahama Mamas wouldn't be a bad idea.
That is true, and I mean, I know the owner, so wouldn't cost much.
Well, you aren't you are you the owner?
But yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay, that's how
that's
you know
kind
the
of what
owner.
I was saying.
Okay, it was a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
confusing. I think Jerry. I was just confused.
No,
I
I
was just
was.
clearing up for Jerry.
Oh, got you. Right. Yeah,
Harry
of
was
course.
confused.
Well, because I know we had talked about like the boathouse, because they have the DJ thing set up in there as well, and there's the tables, and we'd be close to the burger shot, or if we wanted to do it out at the farm, who knows?
So we got
But the bar is not
we
a bad
got
idea.
time. We got nothing but time until early fall.
Hmm.
And no, we're not setting a date yet. You can all chill out. Everyone on Twitter's always
There's
just
so
keeps
much to
asking, like,
plan.
we're just planning, okay? Just chill out.
Weddings take a lot,
Yeah, it's a lot of time, a lot of money, and we've been dealing with a lot of stuff.
and so many people want to go, so we really have to work on the
Oh, holy
invitations.
crap! I'm just thinking about who's all. Jerry, we're gonna need you probably to have an RPG for security that whole time because there's gonna be a
Okay.
lot of people. And I don't know if someone will try to come steal Brass. There's several people who I think could.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, that one cop did say he was gonna be there so purely so he could like object or
Okay,
whatever.
is that Deputy Stank? I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to punch him in the face. Or have my lawyer talk to
He's
him.
definitely said some
Okay,
things.
well then I'll have
Yeah,
Pop get
yeah.
on him. Okay, sticking to the theme of the wedding, Jerry, do you like the idea of me and Brass getting married?
We can be one happy family.
One happy, almost semi-functional family. That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
We have caused no issues to this city or county or anything.
No, and there's absolutely no trauma associated with any of
That's
us.
what my
Upstanding
lawyer
citizens.
advises to say. Yep, upstanding citizens. We did nothing wrong. Deputy Beardfisse is a beehole.
Meaning.
That's correct.
That is what my lawyer has advised me to say. He's a beehole. Okay, next up, it's back to me. So it says, "Hey Wilmer, I got a large fry from the burger shop 2 weeks ago. Now they're cold. Can I get a refund?" You can go straight to hell. They're not. No, it's ridiculous. They asking for a refund?
Well, they're delicious. Why would you not have immediately
Yeah,
eaten them?
that's cold because you haven't eaten it yet. That's not.
Why
That's
would you
not
wait?
my problem.
Also, where have they been
I
sitting?
don't. Yeah, where the hell is this? I feel like this is my
Do you have a
dad. This might be
monster?
my dad asking this.
Oh
Because
god, then he probably
homeless,
wouldn't have
yeah.
left him in a
Well,
car.
they're probably in his box.
I have no idea.
Okay. Well, Jerry, what do you think of that? Would you give him a refund?
No.
That's good. You don't even get that old lady $1.
Jerry not allowed.
Well, she has many dollars apparently.
What? How much dollars does she have?
Uh, well, she said something about the lottery.
Okay. If
Like
there's
I think
anyone
she
out
won.
there that probably shouldn't win the lottery, I would think it'd be that lady. She just keeps climbing on the roof with the yellow jack.
Yeah, no, she's not putting that money back into society, so
My
it's not
my
helpful
dad
to
said he
anyone at
hit her
all.
with a snowball the other day when she was on the roof and she started crying.
Oh, where do you find a
I don't
snowball?
know, but I'm worried that she might try to come sue us.
Well, I mean, maybe if when she delivers the papers or whatever, they can bring the umbrella back at least. I really want that back.
Does she take an umbrella from us?
Yeah, it's the only one I ever had at the Yellow Jack. She
Oh,
took it like a month ago.
I feel like she has a lot of umbrellas, so why does she need to take your umbrella?
I don't know. Why does she do anything, honestly? She makes no sense.
Well, I'm glad I never had to actually run into her. Usually we never cross paths.
No, I think you're too sneaky for her.
Yeah.
And she's really old,
I
so.
did hear that once she had a grenade that she showed to Deputy Boom.
Oh, God. Of all things?
Exactly. Okay, while we're recording this live, let's just get everyone's opinions on Deputy Boom. Let's just really throw that out there. What are our thoughts on Deputy Boom?
Useless.
I'm really
Oh, useless is a
yeah, I'm
good
really
term.
confused on his, like, actual
What his
position in the
position
force.
is.
Like, what does he
I don't
do?
think I don't think he solves crimes. I don't think he stops crimes.
Is he just like a watchdog? Is that why he
I
stays in that
feel
one
like a
spot?
watchdog would do more.
Well, no, like, you can just sit there and bark. So he can
But he
sit there and
doesn't bark. Like there's
occasionally talk on the
usually
radio?
explosions at that gas station up the road, and he's like, "What was that?" And I go, "There's people
Oh, yeah.
shooting and exploding at flywheels." She's like, "Oh yeah, someone else will get to that." I'm like, "What do you mean someone else will get to that?"
Well, maybe he's part of, like, a charity program or something, like, "Oh, this person always wanted to be a cop,
Oh yeah,
so
he's like the
let's try it."
Make a Wish Foundation, Make a Wish Foundation,
Oh,
maybe Make a Lift too.
yeah,
Like they're lifting him up from his sadness,
yeah.
then let him be a
Emotionally,
cop,
mentally.
but he never went through any
Mhm.
training.
Right, and at this point, he would cry, so they would feel bad, and
I also heard he's starting to hand out teddy bears too.
is he? Like, the same ones with the
Yeah, just
cameras?
so everyone knows that's listening out there in the world, if you ever get a so-called trauma teddy from the BCSO, do not take those. They have cameras in them. They want to spy on you in your private places.
Yeah, and they do recommend to put it in your bedroom so that it can watch over you at night for comfort, and it's
No,
not
they're
for
watching
comfort.
you sleep.
Yeah, and change. It's
Deputy
gross.
Beaver is a pervert.
Well, he was very quick to tap all of our phones.
Well, some of us here thought that meant like tapping on the physical phone. I don't want to say any names, but
Yeah, we definitely don't want to say that person is an idiot for thinking so.
it was your own son. Why are you calling him an
Mm,
idiot?
no, Chuck was saying it.
No, it was Jerry.
It
Wasn't
was
he tapping?
Jerry.
Oh, I definitely thought it was Chuck, which is the only reason I thought it was an idiot.
Oh
So
my
I'm very sorry,
god.
Jerry. Jerry, well, you're not an idiot,
If I can
obviously.
figure out how to edit that part out, I might.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
All right, and take two, action two. Well, welcome back. I definitely didn't cut anything there. All right, this one's for Bryce. Hey, girlfriend, who was that new guy at the bar that hanged out? That grapeseed hottie. What was his name? Maybe Maverick Peyton? I don't know, but he has such a cute accent and those abs. When he comes back, can you get his number?
Where did they think they were putting this question into? Like one of those magazines?
I don't know. And if it's the person I think she's talking about, he has moved.
Yes, and also he was not really a very nice person.
No, those abs are fake.
Yeah, he painted them on every
He
day.
painted them on. He hated puppies. He was very mean to Jerry.
Hmm.
What?
He let air out of someone's tires once.
Okay, I'm gonna Jerry. You know who we're talking about.
Um,
Yep, you know
barbecue?
exactly. Yep, barbecue.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he promised a barbecue and never delivered.
Yeah, he just kind of left town. Crazy, you know. You can't rely on people like that. You can do better. May I
Yeah,
suggest my
definitely look for
brother,
someone
Lil
else.
Bill?
Lovely person.
Lovely person.
A little confused, but
I was
lovely.
not say a little confused, very confused.
Well, I'm trying to upsell him, boost his confidence, all that.
Jerry,
what if it was Uncle Bill?
is your Lil Bill your favorite uncle?
Well, Uncle Wyatt's back now, so Uncle Wyatt.
Ooh, don't that would
That's
I
hard to
would
compete
not
with.
tell that to Lil Bill.
No. Well, hopefully he doesn't listen to
I
this.
don't. I doubt it. I doubt. I don't know what he does when he's in Italy racing pallets, but I doubt it's listening to this.
No, if anything, he should have a laser focus on the pallets.
Well, yeah, it's very important. Jerry, have you lived in Sandy Shores your whole life? Well, not since before you met me, or did you live somewhere else?
Jerry did a lot of walking before.
Okay, did a lot of
Just
walking.
happened to end up in Sandy Shores.
Well, how long ago was that before I met you?
Jerry arrived there that day.
Oh,
That was very fast then.
well, it's very fortunate I found you because you were just hugging vans out there.
Jerry's changed a lot since then.
Yeah, you don't hug vans. You think you were gonna lick the van. You tried kicking the door down to the 24/7.
Yeah, you don't wander quite as much.
Well, I wouldn't say that. He does it quite a lot.
Well, but not to the same extent, because, do you remember back to our first date, we had to go get a helicopter to find him on the mountain. That's a big wander.
That's true.
Jerry went a different route, didn't know it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually that's weird. That's coincidental, Jerry, that you became our son and you're what brought us together.
Jerry do
That's
good.
very true.
All right, this next question is for Bryce from Billy Bonka of the Cherry Popper ice cream truck. I think he was one of the Bahama Mamas.
Oh, yeah.
He asked, "Did you enjoy your ice cream that night? And or have you any more events soon to Bahama Mamas?" Okay, are you just desperate for work?
No, the ice cream was very good. I haven't, there's so many flavors, so I can't necessarily speak for all of them, but the ones that I had were very good. Um, as far as events go, I'm not exactly sure when the next event is going to be, but I will certainly give you a call.
Okay, you hear that? She'll give you a call. Jerry, what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Mint chocolate.
Mint chocolate. Okay,
It's a good
Brass.
choice. I would have to say some sort of like coffee flavored.
Okay, sounds kind of gross, but okay, I'm going along
Well,
with it.
I enjoy coffee.
Mine's e soda, e cola slash sprunk slash chocolate fudge slash cotton candy slash Snickers.
All
You mix it
mixed
all together,
together, or
yeah.
oh, okay. For a second, I thought
And
maybe you were
then you
trying to leave it
just
open for
take
a
a whole
sponsorship.
thing of chocolate syrup and you just dump it. You just use the whole bottle. You just squirt it all over it.
Well, do you prefer like the syrup or like a fudge, like a hot fudge?
Why would I want to burn myself?
Well, they call it hot fudge because it's kind of melty.
No, I've never touched
So,
that. I was always told that I would burn myself.
well, no, because it cools it down immediately. You have the ice cream is literally frozen. So
Oh, my mom lied to
it
me?
makes it like a warm. Well, I think she was concerned about your health
Why? I'm in
for
the
not
peak
hurting yourself.
physical condition of my life.
Right, but maybe when you were younger, it's a little different. You had to really come into your own peakness.
Okay, well, I'm glad we all established here that I'm in great physical shape and more casual than Chuck.
I've always said that.
Okay, this next question is for Jerry. With all your bike
Ooh,
riding and running, you must have calves of steel. How many miles does Jerry run or ride in a day? He's taken, by the way, so don't be getting any ideas.
um, miles?
Yeah, how many miles, Jerry?
Um, probably about 50.
Holy cow.
50 a day?
Jerry rides a lot.
Yeah, that's quite a lot. Oh my gosh.
I mean, how many times does it take to go around Sandy just for that?
When you're doing news a
Sandy's
lot.
not very big.
That's like,
No,
there's
that
way
is
more
true.
dedication to me. Well, okay, well, let's go make sure Morgan's out there running with you.
Yeah, she's gonna have to keep up.
This one's for me and Bryce. Is there anyone we're not inviting to the wedding? Deputy Stank.
Yeah, I don't think that would be wise.
Is there anyone else? I don't.
Um,
Well,
well,
Mr.
the old neighbor,
Yeah,
but he
yeah,
moved,
he
so
moved.
that's not a
Mr.
problem.
Ballet.
Mm-hmm.
Wyatt Stalker, but I think that's going to be taken care of.
Death Ray, but she's dead now, so.
Okay, that's good. Jerry, do you have any enemies?
Not yet.
Okay, so that's good. We don't have to not invite anyone there. The pizza guys. Those pizza guys that were making all the noise the other night. You remember when I went outside? We were in
Oh,
Roxwood. I told them keep it down.
they were very
Yeah, I
loud.
think they're
Jerry stepped straight through that.
the Monodies, the
Something about that.
Malnutties.
Yeah, I don't. Well, and people have been saying some interesting things about them, so I don't. Yeah, I don't know if we
You
should
heard it
trust
here
them.
first on what is going on. Malnutties pizza, terrible. Also,
Is it?
the
I haven't
the
tried it.
dicks.
Papa got $100,000 worth of it.
Yeah, no, we had quite a lot of that pizza. Did you not
That's
eat
right.
any of that? Because we had it for days, and I don't know I don't know what all the stuff on top of it was in like the plastic baggies.
Well, no, there was too many toppings on it. It was just bizarre. Like it was. I was gonna take a bite, and then I looked at it, and it was like a weird
Yeah,
layers. It was like an inch
Yeah,
of just
Chuck
green.
came and took a
I
lot.
thought it was
Yeah,
moldy.
Chuck came and took a lot of that. He said, "Yeah, I'll take that for you."
Well, that figures.
Okay. It was like we got time for maybe one or two more questions. Jerry, how old are you? And do you ever feel your mother and father treat you younger than you really are?
Jerry's 29, and his parents treat him exactly like he's 29.
That's true. Every 29-year-old can get grounded by his father and mother who adopted him at the age of 29.
Well, you're older than 29, and Larry has tried to ground you so many times.
Yeah, because I do pranks.
And Papa don't even live with Grandpa.
That's
Exactly.
true. All right, then I think our last question, we're going to discuss the driving ability of one Caden Chatterton. Do you think he's a good driver? And do you think he gets away from the police all the time?
I mean, he does get away quite a bit, but he also does have quite a few wrecks, and so he ends up running away on foot. So I don't know how much, like, does that even it
I
out?
don't think he's a good runner, to be honest. Like, I think I
I
heard
don't know. They
this,
catch him every
yeah,
time.
and he has a history of just repeating it. Like, he just drives, wrecks, gets caught.
Do you think he's trying to like set a record and that's why he keeps
I
doing
think
it?
he might have a crush on one of the deputies.
Ooh, who do you think it is?
Probably Deputy Boom.
Deputy Boom.
Yeah, see, Jerry sees it. That's maybe why Deputy Boom's been working so much.
Oh, that would make sense.
But yeah,
That's why he
Maybe
sits
that's why they
there.
keep him on the
that's why he
force.
sits in the spot, just so he sees Caden. That's true. Yeah, but it's just like, I've heard he got in a major wreck the other day. Like, it was bad. Like, some truck just hit him.
Oh.
I did hear about that. Yeah, it was just down the road from the Yellow Jack.
Yeah, that's probably justified though. If you're running from the police all the time, kind of like a criminal.
I mean, he literally is a criminal.
He's a great babysitter though.
Yeah, so far no issues there, actually.
If you really, I cannot recommend enough Caden Sheridan if you're looking for a babysitter for your young ones.
Well,
Just make sure he's not driving.
I don't know if we should recommend that for anyone under 18.
What is going on firmly approves Caden Sheridan as a babysitter in this state.
That's definitely not going to come back to bite us.
And that's all the time we have. Well, thank Bryce and Jerry for joining me today for the first, newly recorded episode of What Is Going On. We had a bunch of test episodes. This is the real deal now. And I'm excited for doing this.
Yes, and we're definitely going to make sure that the mics get turned off this time.
Oh, yeah, definitely should turn off the mics. That got a lot of trouble for that. There still might be a lawsuit pending. Don't worry about that, folks. So you guys just take care and enjoy the second half of the podcast after this.
Yeah, thank you for the support.
Second half.
Today's episode is brought to you by Caden Sheridan, babysitter extraordinaire.
Yeah, I babysat Jerry. What about it? Gosh.
He watched my son, and I let him watch your son, or daughter, or dog, or cat, or hamster, or fish, or pellets. Probably not pellets. Don't let him watch your pellets. Now, back to the show. All right, everyone, welcome to the second half of the What Is Going On podcast. This is Killa with you now for the out character portion, and we have Peach and Evan with me today.
Hello.
Hello.
We're gonna go through some of the questions you sent in because there was about 9 of them. There was quite a few. We've sorted out, got some I selected, and yeah, we'll just kind of talk some stuff over, go into some deeper conversations with them, and if we run out of the questions, then I guess we'll just ramble on about nothing.
We have no experience with that whatsoever.
Yeah, it's not like some of us stay up to like 5 a.m. doing that half the time in voice calls.
Yep.
All right. This first one's for me, and I'd like to compile to all of you too. What is your favorite color? They're guessing that mine is yellow because I have a lot of the yellow in my
the logo
for my thumbnails and the logo. And it's changed. It was blue originally when I was younger, but it's slowly changed the yellow. And it started with like Halo 3. I made my Spartan yellow in that game, and it kind of just stuck. The blue looked terrible.
Yellow's a very unique color. I feel like you don't really hear that as a favorite very often.
It's more like gold. I think I would be more, but yellow just stands out more than gold. Some shades of gold look terrible. So yellow seems to be more
across the board.
Across the board better.
I've always been very partial to blue, like my entire life. As I've gotten older, it's honestly, my biggest thing is I'm just more attracted to like cooler colors on the spectrum. So blues, purples, greens, but blue always still wins out somehow.
Okay, blue kept around for you. I almost said Jerry Evan.
Mine has always been, probably always will be, purple.
Ooh, purple.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys got the cool dark colors, and I'm with the bright.
You're over there with the sun.
Listen, it's fine.
No, it's good. We need variety.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the colors just work. Like especially when you do like thumbnails and stuff, you just go through a lot of different things. I don't stick with just the yellow, but it is one I prefer the mix in. All right. For this next little bit, we got questions about our inspiration for some of the characters. So starting off, what was the inspiration for Wilmer? If you had to choose which of your characters is your favorite in terms of enjoying playing, but also interactions with others. So Wilmer more or less is just, I think I've talked to you guys about this, like he just was more of supposed to be just like a redneck character out in the county. I don't know if you know his original gimmick though, because it wasn't, because pallets came with Noah after I met him that
Right.
first night, and buttons was later on too. His original thing was finders keepers.
Oh.
So he would find stuff, and then he would say, "Oh, that's mine now. You can't take that. Finders keepers. It's the law."
That tracks.
And so that would be what I would do. And that's my first video is him going to a coffee place trying to take their furniture because he said, "Oh, it's outside. They're throwing it away. Finders keepers." And then the police show up to deal with me. It's a whole thing. But he's evolved. I think every character you do evolves as you do more RP. You get more comfortable with the
Mhm.
character. Even his voice has shifted too.
Oh, it has. When I've gone back and seen some of the old stuff, it's so bizarre. It is not the same voice.
No, it sounds very much. I think to me it sounds more nasally in the beginning
Yeah.
stuff. And I switched mics too at some point, but even with the new mic at the point, it's still different.
Well, and it's almost like it was a more basic country accent versus now I think it's really tuned in.
Oh yeah, I found it.
Mhm.
I found the voice I wanted to do with it.
That's perfect.
Which
Definitely fits in.
characters favorite in terms of enjoyment playing? Wilmer and Florence are up there. As far as interactions, I think it's Florence because she's just so chaotic.
Mhm.
She pretty much can just run in, do her stuff, annoy the hell out of everyone there, and then run out.
Yeah.
And then everyone in there's thinking, "What the hell was that?"
I mean, I've definitely had those thoughts. So just like, oh God.
Well, cops have had it too, and but also she can play the long game. I sat in the trunk with her for 20+ minutes with Devin.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like anytime you hide in a bush,
I do that a lot with her too,
just hear you in the like over in the corner.
or on roofs.
Horrifying.
Yeah, she does know how to get around. What about you guys? Favorite character in terms of like enjoyment playing actions? You guys have like a? I know Evan has quite a few characters that some I
Mhm.
don't even know about. I don't think.
There's some going.
Yeah. What was your inspiration for Jerry?
Jerry was originally just a throwaway character,
Mhm.
which I've openly said before. I was just like, what do I know best? Autism. Right, let's run with that. So I just did some basic stuff. It just so happened that the day I brought Jerry out is the day I first met Wilmer.
That's definitely someone to run into the first time out and about.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it just snowballed from there, and I'm so happy with how Jerry's gone.
I
Oh,
know during
it's
your
been great.
yeah, I know during your stream you were very impressed with how Wilmer handled Jerry that first interaction because you weren't sure
Yes,
how
absolutely.
I would how I would deal with it.
Wilmer was so calm and patient, and it was beautiful to see.
Well, I saved you from a serial killer, really, because Choo Choo Charlie was in there.
Yes, Jerry didn't know that.
Yeah, I really didn't know that was a serial killer either at that point because I think after we left is when he made his first kill.
Yep, that
Mhm.
was the I died that night.
So for those of you who don't know, that's Old Man Beardface playing Charlie, the serial killer character. And yeah, that was the initial start of that. I think in the video, me and Evan, that's Wilmer and Jerry in there,
Mhm.
and he has to like
Mhm.
we're slowly driving him insane because I'm just in there screaming about stuff about milk being in the wrong spot, and yeah, he was not a fan of Wilmer.
Yeah, I'm sure at one point you can hear you can hear Wilmer say, "No, don't hug the ATM."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's
Remember you
in there
kept trying
hugging
to
stuff.
hug the register. That was one of my first true interactions with both of you in server, and it's
Yeah,
so funny to look back on it, um, because, yeah, that was, the first night I ever brought Cinnamon out, and, when we were running with that initial storyline, she did die that night. Um,
yeah, I think that was a lot of our first interactions with each other. Cause like me
yeah.
and Jason were doing some ongoing RP at that point. We had the gym stuff. We had Larry and Denny. and then Larry and Wilmer. By that point, I think he had said we were his son by that point.
Yes.
Which, for those of you thinking that was all planned, it was 100% not. I think at some point, Jason realized that was the right way to go. It just made a lot of sense and ended up working out really well for the characters. But nope, we were just two brothers that wanted to annoy Larry Berry.
Yeah. Well, that's like how Wilmer and Bryce met. That was such a random spur of the moment thing too. And then it just kind of escalated into what it is now.
So did they invite you to Kilala, or did you just show up there?
So I was actually, um, so Jason and I came into OC together. We were part of kind of the same group back in 2021. And so we've known each other since day one. We used to RP together. So Bryce is the second character I've ever made. So she is actually very old for me. And she and Larry used to get up to stuff around Sandy. So they do have a true history together, which is so funny. But I was coming off of taking a break from OC. I was watching one of his streams, and we were just kind of messing around. And he said, oh, why don't you just hop in and join us? And the more he kind of thought about it, he goes, I think it would be so funny if you came in here and just flirted with Wilmer. I want to see how he reacts. Like, all right. And so
Not well at first.
no, which makes sense though. But
He really couldn't. He really was very oblivious to the
yes.
facts. And then the pirate didn't help.
No. Yeah, I remember he kept saying, well, why would we have dinner? It's not dinner time. We can go get drinks. But
Also, they were not happy with me that I wanted to leave the date and go take a helicopter to find the guy that was wandering the woods that had met that was hugged Vans.
Some random guy at that point.
Because they didn't have, no one had had any interaction of Jerry at that point. It was just Wilmer. And he's trying to justify the actions of, I got to go find him.
Yeah. Well, after.
Surprised you actually did.
Oh, yeah. No, we got him.
I mean, you actually asked Bryce to come along very quickly.
I was like, oh, you know what? If we're going with the date thing, then I guess here you go. Come on, come along.
Yeah.
This is Jerry.
Getting held up by pirates.
Hello.
Yeah, no, that was.
And very quickly just jumped over even asking and started calling her his girlfriend. I was like, all right. Let's see how this goes.
Well, I think what had made that jump was because Lil Bill showed up.
Right.
So then I think it was a weird flex on him.
Mm-hmm. I just think it's funny because the more that I know Wilmer now, like, of course he would just make the assumption. Like, oh, yeah, we're dating.
Who wouldn't?
Of course she's into me.
Well, that was before he got into like the mega competition with Chuck, because at that point, they were just, he just knew he was the neighbor.
Yeah.
And that was about it.
Yeah, we didn't really start stuff with Chuck until the day of the funeral, which is also the day that they got engaged. And we asked him to become the officiant.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happened that day. We actually have a question coming up about that
Okay.
day. I think covered that inspiration. And side with someone else, something along with that was, how do you all come up with characters to play? Is it more spontaneous and just kind of see what sticks, or is it like you have a method to it? I think it depends, really.
Yeah, it can kind of go either way with that.
Some characters come out right away and you're like, this is gold, this works. Like Smokey for me was a spontaneous idea. I ran with it in server one night and it was gold in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people's reactions to him was exactly what I wanted. And then there's others I throw out there and I go, it didn't work.
Yeah.
Like the palette protective service did not work like me and Noah wanted it to.
Mm-hmm.
So we have scrapped that.
Well, it's like with the like cowboy group that we have, where it started with one specific RP idea. We created those characters, and then it worked out well enough that it's like, we should keep these guys around. We'll pull them back out another time.
We haven't yet.
Not yet.
But we should. I know Evans pulled his out.
That's true.
Yes, I pulled out mine a couple of times.
It's a good one to bring out. Like, you're alone, you need to do some criminal stuff, keep cops busy. But that was spontaneous. I think I just messaged you guys saying, hey, I have an idea.
Well, we were in voice chat, and you jumped in and you're just like, So, hear me out.
Because I saw that the old man had a train. I was like, we should go rob that train.
Train
I was like, your
robbery.
cowboy biker gang. And of course, the train was gone by the time we got in the server.
Yeah, we stalked him for a while. And then he brought up the perfect character for us to mess with.
Yeah, the Canadian.
With the Snickers salad.
Goodness. Yep, no, there's some characters that definitely just can hit buttons to annoy you.
Yeah, yep, 100%.
All right. This one's for Peach. Hi, Peach. You previously stated in They Think a Boom stream that you've done some IRL acting, but nothing lately. Can you go more in depth in that? What kind of acting did you do?
So I did a lot of theater when I was younger. And it was never like I didn't take theater in school. It was always outside of school stuff, but did that kind of throughout middle school and high school. And then when I went back to college, like in between, I still volunteered at the local theater doing kind of behind the scenes stuff. And then after that, when I was in Florida, I did I had some parts in like some short films, things like that. So it was more of just it's something that I've always enjoyed, but never anything that I've actively pursued as anything more than a hobby.
But have you ever been in a music video?
um,
Technically, yes. It just hasn't released yet.
that is true. Yeah.
Soon. Very soon.
Very soon. Oh, you hear it
Mhm.
here first.
Actually, wow, look
It
at
depends on when this gets
That's
released
also
as well.
true.
yes, yes.
It might already be
It
out.
could
Who
be
knows?
out. It could not be out. If it's not out, go watch Buttons instead.
Yeah. Either way, one way to find out. Go to Evan's channel.
Well, I think some of that with like theater and stuff, it definitely shows then in some of the performances you've had.
Mhm.
Like one of the other things we had was Travis saying, in my opinion, you and Glenn created the most powerful moment I've ever seen OCRP the night Larry died. It was incredible and it made a grown ass man cry. It reminded me of the day my mom passed away and was eerily identical in the way how you handled it.
Oh.
But you said it was like therapeutic. Have you had a lot of people tell you how much your RP means to them?
I haven't necessarily heard that it's meant a lot to people, but I have heard that, which, I mean, what a compliment.
I think it
Um,
has to come from like you have the theater experience and that you have to be able to give like you're doing it live in front of people. There's no takes. It's you need to put on the performance right then and there.
mhm. Yeah, it's definitely something that is honed from years doing that. I think the other thing too is it's a mix of, especially with these characters, we know them so well. And so there are certain moments that it can kind of trigger certain feelings to hit, or really make you go along that thought process of how would I react. So the night that Larry died, it was very easy for me and for Bryce to kind of have that thought process of, it would hit her very hard because even though they've would butt heads and all that, she's known him for longer than she's ever known Wilmer. They have quite a history. And then he just up and passed away in a very traumatic way in front of everyone.
And you guys were the ones around. Like his his actual family wasn't even there at that time. Like there was
Mhm.
no Wilmer, no little Bill.
Yep.
But I don't think Margie was there yet.
Margie
was
was, but she did not go to the hospital.
Was Morty there?
No.
So it was just Wyatt, Jerry, and
And Bryce.
Bryce. So yeah, it was kind of like, and I think it worked out in such a good way. Like you got to see their reactions first. Because I knew Wilmer was going to have a different reaction when he heard. He was just going to be in straight up denial, and then he went and charged at Chuck.
Well, it was a very good character arc for her. So, it was her time to really step up and kind of take care of stuff, take care of the family. And also, it got her to be really close with Wyatt. And we really saw that in the following weeks. So it was a good moment.
I think that was one of our first Chuck moments, too, because we stormed the yacht. They tried to kick him off of it because he's just like, oh, Larry's dead? Yeah, it's my yacht now.
Yep.
And he held us at gunpoint until the police showed up. Don't know why the police came, but that was something, too. They raided the boat.
Yeah, it's very interesting how it played out.
That might have been the last criminal things he did. Like, truly criminal.
Yeah, well,
besides stealing
I don't know.
beer
There's been
last
like
night.
the arson and
That's true. Well, he
some
hasn't
of that
not getting
stuff.
caught for it.
True. That's very true.
All right. Evan, are you ever going to get your music on something like SoundCloud?
It is on SoundCloud.
It is on SoundCloud. You can give me a link and we'll post in the
It's on
description.
SoundCloud, it's on Spotify, it's on Apple, all that
See,
sort of stuff. Wherever you want to find it,
it's
it's on
getting
there.
there. And
Well,
then,
he's had some stuff on
yeah,
there before.
we've had some stuff. If they're talking about the OCRP stuff, I think you're slowly working your way to getting that stuff up there.
Yes. My own stuff's on there already. There's, at time of recording, there's one coming out next Friday. This coming Friday. And Buttons comes out on the 21st.
Ooh, there you go. Buttons is coming. Then they got another one coming this coming Friday,
At time of recording, yes.
which we're recording this on July 9th.
And that's the one that corresponds with the video.
So it might already be out. Who knows?
Oh,
Yep, they come out at the
we
exact same
go.
moment.
We'll have 2 songs, 2 videos.
and everyone should be over there subscribing.
Well, the video and the song comes out at the exact same moment.
Mhm.
Got that set up. And then Buttons obviously comes out on the 21st, so the week after.
All right.
But the video's already there.
The video's already out. Oh yeah, because you already worked on the video and you just have it
Mhm.
pretty much waiting to come out.
Yeah, I kind of hit 1,000 way before I expected to. So
Well, you get people moving. Like I was still surprised that stream where I was like, go there now, go do this. Peer pressured
been a
them
long
into
time coming.
doing.
just made it shoot up. I was just watching it go up, and I was like,
Well,
wait,
sometimes
wait,
that's how
what?
it works. That's what happened to me. I was sitting at like 880 subscribers in late December. And then I
Mhm.
had it was one of my Boat Boy shorts just took off. Like it was at like probably 3,000 and all of a sudden it was like 10K and it just kept going up and then the subs just came. I was getting maybe like 2 or 3 subs like every 20 30 minutes and it
Mhm.
just me and my mods just turned on, like we just looked at the live updates. I was like, holy cow, we might get to 1,000 even before this stream tonight, and we did. I think I started a little stream a little earlier just so I could actually catch it
Yeah.
live.
It's funny, you were there and pushed for my 1,000 as well, actually.
I think it's a moment you want people to get to. Like we want to be like that's
Oh,
OCRP. We're just
100%.
supportive of each other. When I hit 1,000, there was like 5 or 6 of us that all hit it around the same point. Like Boom and I are right around the same point, and we're pushing for each other, sending people the other people's way. And I think that's what this community does is just
Mhm.
we want to support other people who are creating good content.
Absolutely. I mean, such a good community to be a part of anyway. So it's like, please go look at who else is doing stuff because everyone has such a different style of RP, so many different aspects and point of views. It's awesome.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah, that's what I said. I can always go find something on and go, oh, Glenn's running away from the police. That's something I don't do. I don't really see that perspective as much because I'm a fairly incompetent criminal. So this one's for all of us. Have you ever had any slip up? Like you suddenly went into character by accident, like when you're out in public or something, and like have the accent or anything. You guys really don't have the accents as much. Maybe the
Right.
Malnati's because you can go into the U's, add the S.
That's very easy to slip into. I mean, Matilda doesn't have the accent, but being around all of you
Oh, sure.
in server, there are times where I have started to say something. I'm like, I don't talk like that. What am I doing?
I think you just slowly get into it. Like it's hard to switch out. Like it's hard to switch from anything after Malnati's. You pretty much have to be done for the night with the Malnati's.
Mhm.
I remember when we first started doing Malnati's, and we did it like 3 nights in a row, and it was so hard to
Mhm.
drop
Oh
the
yeah.
whole, hey, what's
Yeah.
you doing?
It was hard. Yeah, I think I remember trying to switch to Wilmer, and I was like mixing it. Wilmer comes out with Mario sometimes.
Oh, that's such a great combo.
No,
It's the weirdest, but it's so funny.
And I swear Jay did the same thing with Chuck. I need to find the clip, but I'm pretty sure he did. In real life, Wilmer, I've used Wilmer's voice as a way of because I worked with a lot of younger kids, kindergarten, first graders. And like if they're upset about something, if they fall like recess, typically that voice is a silly voice that you can use just you get their minds off it. And they just start laughing and they're like, that's not your voice. And I go, what are you talking about? It is my voice. If only you
That's a
knew
good
that I used this voice quite a lot.
If only you knew. There is like a weird sweetness to it.
And then there's not when he's yelling at you. It's really.
Yeah.
I don't think some of the deputies would say it's a very sweet voice.
No, I feel like, I mean, Bryce obviously is going to have different opinions than most people, anyways, about Wilmer. But I feel like I describe him differently than a lot of people do as well.
I don't think Amber would call him sweet.
No, because he calls her a hoe.
He learned her name.
for the right reason.
Will he remember it? Probably not. I don't know. All right. This one's also for all of us. Could you share an unexpected twist or unanticipated connection that you've experienced while role playing in OCRP? Either in terms of surprising storyline developments or a unique out of character connection with another player. I'm trying to think. I know there's one. Like I think of one's at the tip of my tongue. I'm trying to think. Like there's just been moments where I go, oh, those connected, huh?
Yeah.
It's probably with, I think one of them is just how Wilmer and Chuck got involved, the Wyatt stuff. Originally, that storyline was not gonna like have like a big Wilmer focus
Yep.
or a big family focus. I think we would have dealt with it in streams, but it wouldn't have been as big as we made it. But just us, because we were just going to the BCSO for something else. I don't know why we were going there, but it wasn't for that. We were
You're
looking for
trying to
someone.
find Stank.
Yeah, we were looking for Dank because we were gonna yell at him. Oh, because he was
Yeah,
trying
then
to
you
sleep with
overheard the
Bryce, I think, is why
conversation.
I was looking for him. And then we overheard it,
Yeah.
and that just spiraled into such a pivotal part of the story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that was right after Wilmer and Bryce were having their issues.
Oh, yeah. So I think I had heard that he had called you
Mhm.
and stuff. So I
Because
think
that was the first kind of awkward phone call, I think, between them of like, I just need you to know about this. Like, I don't know how to interact right now
oh yeah, as I called you about
Mhm.
that. Yeah. I think that
because you overheard it.
went about perfectly in
It
terms of
did because
story.
the phone call that you overheard Beardvise on, he was on the phone with me.
Yeah, it took us a while to figure that out.
Hmm
And then it spiraled from there.
Yeah,
Anything
I
else?
think I'm trying to think of other
Malnati's
in-character
has had a
twists.
few
Yes.
of like stuff has kind of just lined up for us in terms of story.
I wasn't sure how Matilda was gonna get connected.
I think you guys figured that out. You and
Well,
Jason.
the thing is, I guess I should say I didn't know that Matilda was gonna get connected the way that she is, because if you remember when we first started all talking about different names, I had a different character picked out.
Oh.
It was gonna be part of the family. I had a name and everything. And I wasn't able to be there the first night. And so the next night I came in, you guys started doing Malnati stuff, but I was already doing the Matilda character with her then husband, who's played by Austin, Jay. And we ended up she got kidnapped, of course, and then held for ransom. And the dynamic between her and Jay was so funny because they would just go back and forth that it just kind of continued. And then now she's full on in it.
You
So
part of the
that was
families.
interesting. Yeah. Well, she did the last pizza party, so
It's weird that we just have like two basically not really similar families with the Berries and then the Malnati's.
yeah.
They're very different in terms of how they like Wilmer's more or less one of the top ones in the Berries, but then Mario's low on the other
hmm
side.
Yeah, definitely. It's funny too, because especially when we started doing the Malnati stuff, of we would have to keep trying to differentiate the two when we'd be talking. It's like, oh, what about, are we doing family stuff? And it's like, oh, wait a minute, which one now?
Which one?
What are we talking about anymore?
I would say Jerry and Gio are pretty like they're similar with that how much they talk, but they're different and just like they're
Yeah,
Oh, so different.
very different how they
Mannerisms.
act.
the demeanor is very different.
Yes.
Like I feel like Gio's just going to kick someone's ass.
I mean, Jerry might. He's just do it with an
That's
RPG.
also true. Jerry's
Yeah.
proven that he's probably the most sufficient person on the Berry side with the Kaio.
Mhm.
The Kaio save.
Well, like we said, we worked out the other day that Jerry's got a higher kill count than the rest of them.
Oh, I'm
Yes.
sure. 100%.
Well, I think Jerry like needs a reason. Gio, not so much.
No, yeah, exactly. I think Jerry needs permission from his family. And then, yeah, Gio.
Or just needs to save it.
Gio's just there for the anarchy.
Yeah.
Well, that's all. It's basically anarchy. And, at least you don't get slapped.
Oh, I do, just by
Well,
sound.
Mario keeps talking. I think he enjoys it. He could just stop talking. He could stop running his mouth.
No worry, I'm working
But
towards a
no.
promotion.
And
Luigi's been
go.
gone. I'll have the promotion, and he won't. It'll be great.
Keep doing the food truck. I think he'll get there.
God, the food truck. He doesn't drive worth a damn.
It just
So,
makes it so good.
favorite character of someone outside of characters by people we normally interact with. So, like, outside, like Larry, Chuck, Wilmer, other players. Like, mine, first thing that comes to my mind is Jimmy Harrell.
Oh, so funny.
Like,
Definitely so
he's
funny.
similar to Florence, but I think he can form more sentences. And
Yes. Well, it's because he's a lawyer.
and just catches me way off guard with half the stuff he says. Marcus with Paul, that Paul plays. So Jimmy Carroll's Devin, Marcus is Paul, and Marcus is just surprises me of half the stuff he gets into. Very supportive of
Yep.
Wilmer. Very didn't expect that dynamic, but
Yeah, he's a very funny one to come across.
there's just a lot of good characters out there.
I am trying to. It's hard to like narrow it down. Recently, Morgan has jumped up for me because of the way that she is being played. She is having her own arc, and being on the outside of it is fascinating to watch.
And Morgan's played by Thrance,
Chase.
who's Chase.
Chase.
Yep.
Thrance on YouTube, Chase and OCRP.
Yeah, he's been doing amazing with that character.
Yeah, so good characters don't have to be characters that are necessarily funny either. They could be characters that are bringing good storyline dynamics.
Yeah.
What you trying to get in with Jerry?
Well, so far she's been successful.
Yeah,
so.
she has been very successful with Jerry, I would say. They might not know it, but very successful.
We just want our baby boy to
Jerry
be happy.
still needs to talk.
Yeah.
I think that's the best thing about OCRP. Like, pretty much any character you run into, as long as that person's willing to do the RP, you can go far of any scene. And that's what, like, I've designed Wilmer and some of my characters to be. They're not meant to be seen, like, they're not meant to create the scenes. They are meant to be an assistance to the scene. That's more or less how and that's just my style of comedy. Like, I don't want to be the center of the show. I'd much rather be in the background and you just hear Florence from the back of the room yell bingo, or Wilmer just bitching about something. That's my humor. Because then I go back and watch their streams and they just hear me muffled going, what the hell is even happening? And they're like, oh God.
Oh, it's, yeah, when you're in server or like if I am, and it's that drive-by moment of like, oh, there she goes. Or you're just standing there and you just hear out of nowhere, like, the bingo. Or there were times where when Wilmer used to get up on roofs a lot, and it would startle me so bad.
Oh God,
I would just hear, I'm neighborhood watch.
Yeah, there's
like,
one
oh,
night in
God.
particular. I know I snuck on, and first thing I yell is, "I'm the one who watches."
I think that was at the house.
Yeah, I
didn't
was.
even know you were there.
I was just sneaking around one night.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing it comes down to, because a lot of people think that you kind of need to be over the top, when in reality, that's not a thing at all.
No, sometimes the more subtle stuff's even
I
more
enjoy that.
hilarious to me.
The biggest thing is how well can the other person kind of roll with the RP, and how well can you guys bounce off each other.
Yeah, I think it comes down to a lot of that. Because there's always moments in RP where you start doing something and then the other person's not giving back to the RP, and that's not necessarily saying that they don't want RP. It could be a couple different things. It could be like, oh, they got something else to do and they're just trying to politely move along. It could be that they're newer to RP and there's growing curves of it. Like, we all probably experienced it too coming in.
It also may not be their style of RP.
Oh yeah, no, I know, like, a lot of people don't like the large groups we can be in at times because it's a lot. It's a lot of people talking. It's a lot of people doing a bunch of stuff, and for some people, they can't focus on the RP at that point because you got like 10 different conversations happening at one time.
It can be very
It's difficult to
overwhelming.
keep track.
Oh, it
And
can be
stuff
hard to keep
moves
track.
so fast.
Especially if you're streaming too, because then you just start talking in your chat, you're not paying attention to the conversation, and then you're getting yelled at for
Yep.
it. Which I've just
Yeah.
accepted at this point. I'm just gonna zone out, and I'll just say like I'll just throw in something.
No, it is funny when you get caught out. I remember one of my very first streams was at the Yellow Jack with Chuck, and he called me out. And he was just like, "Oh no, you were part of this conversation, so tell me what you think. Answer it. You
Well,
were totally here this entire time."
someone just doesn't understand, the struggle of keeping the stream happy while still trying to RP. So what I'm trying to say as we wrap up here is that stay tuned for Bay Area Bug starting to stream here, soon. It's definitely coming your way. He's definitely gonna do
100%.
it.
Confirmed.
That way I can go just harass him about it.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think that's a good wrap up point. We've gone about 29 minutes. Thank you guys for being the first two guests on What Is Going On podcast. I think that actually went pretty well.
Yeah, I had a good
Thanks for
time.
having us.
I think it's gonna be a good show. We'll get some other people. I don't know who the guests are gonna be for the second one. I'm leaning towards Larry and Margie, and potentially pulling someone else. I might save Wyatt till after the Wyatt series is included with the videos, but
Mhm.
we'll definitely pull him. Lil Bill, Jimmy Kirill. There's so many people I want to pull on. We got plenty of choices. Lawsuit pending, of course, from
Yep. That guy.
He's gonna stream. All right, well, we'll see you for episode 2. You guys have thank you for coming.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thanks for having us.